The techniques I use a whole series of integrative techniques. Um, I use something called ETPS, MYK, some of the Eastern therapies, Gui Sha. I used Avasia. That's been very helpful in my getting better. And most of these are not terribly well known by most people, including the medical professionals, interestingly. I went to a research convention up in Ottawa last June, and they were talking about all kinds of research studies. And one gentleman had a doctor. He had a picture of a person with a cap on and all kinds of electrical stimulators on his brain. It looked a little bit out of Flash Gordon. But so after it was over and there was questions, I put my hand up and stood up and said, well, have you ever heard of ETPS? And he looked at me like maybe I was Chinese or I was from Mars. And he frankly wasn't taking me very seriously. But as I started to speak and told him what it was, he got more interested. And ultimately, I went up to chatted with him, shook hands, and chatted with him about it after the group had a break. And he invited me to come to his office and bring my machine and show him how you do it. So these techniques are not well known by as I say, by the medical community in some cases, and certainly not by the lay public. And how would they know? Someone has to tell them about these things. And that's one of the values of this book. And I have to say that I have not found every single therapy. This is a work in progress, getting better from a stroke. Everybody's recovery from a stroke is work in progress.